Hi everybody, welcome to this episode of Let's Watch Doctor Who. This week we did The End of the World, which is a great episode. It's Rose's first time in the TARDIS. She gets to travel with him. Really fun. Before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let everybody know, sorry that this is late. Monday is not a good day for me, it turns out, so I'm going to go ahead and start pinning things on Tuesday instead. That way everything will be up and running first thing in the morning, and that's just going to work a lot better. I work too many jobs on Monday. It doesn't work out so good. So I just wanted to let you guys all know that. The other thing with the board is that for some reason the pins are not showing up in the news feeds. You actually have to come to the board to see them. I think only about 4 pins got to the news feed, so several of you only saw 4 pins, which is just really quite sad. You need to come to the board, see the pins. There were even some good theories out this week, and I'd love everybody to get to see those and read those and share your thoughts and opinions, because this really should be all about talking to each other and having fun watching the show together. So if you're not coming to the board, it's not working. I will get that fixed, but for right now, come maybe catch up, see all the pins you didn't see for the first episode, because those just weren't even seen. Nobody came to the board, so which is fine. It's a new thing. We need to just figure out how to make this work, so I'll get that fixed. But enough of the boring stuff, onto the episode. The End of the World. It's so much fun. Oh, I guess it's the end of the earth, isn't it? I don't know. But I love this episode. There is some really crazy aliens in here, which is just a lot of fun. It's the first time we get to see the face of Bo. There is a point in the episode where somebody mentions to the face of Bo, he doesn't actually say it to them, you sponsored this event, why are you letting this happen? So there's a lot of speculation on the internet that maybe he arranged it because he wanted to see the Doctor and Rose. I would love to hear what you guys think. Did he know what he was doing, or was he just as surprised to see them there as maybe, I had no idea they were going to be here, that kind of a thing, and then couldn't talk to them because obviously it was an earlier version of the two of them. It's really great. I kind of tend to think that maybe he did know. If he'd been alive that long, he probably kind of figured out some things about the Doctor, but as we know now, all the information was deleted when Clara got her hands on Dalek technology. So interesting to hear what you guys think. So that's kind of the theory there. Another thing that kind of struck me as funny this time that I hadn't noticed before is that the Doctor never says to Rose, not until the end of the episode, that he's from Gallifrey, he's a Time Lord, that he's the last of his species. Wherein later in the show, the Doctor has a really easy time expressing who he is and where he's come from. He tells Martha quite a bit slower, but by the time we get to Amy, it's not a big deal. He can talk about it. And I think that this is actually really interesting and very clever of the writers. I don't know if anybody out there has gone through an experience where they lost somebody very close. I have, and for, a good month, I could not say the word death. It wouldn't come out of my mouth. I couldn't say it. I tried. And, there's this thing, I think, inside of us, just as humans, that when you're dealing with that level of grief, you cannot speak it. You cannot translate it into audible language, which is something they did a really good job with too in the show Sherlock, which obviously has a lot of the same people working on it. When John at the end says, my best friend is dead, it takes him a long time to get those words out. And I think that that's what's going on here with the Doctor. He cannot come to grips with the fact that he's alone. And it's so sad. But then Rose, right there at the end, she says, well, there's me, and I'll go buy his chips. I think it's just brilliant. It's such a beautiful introduction of what the relationship is going to be, because, he came from a place of such grieving, which he was obviously trying to mask with ridiculous. He was so funny in this episode. And, but Rose still took the time to understand and be there for him in a way, and she wasn't planning on that. That wasn't the idea, but it just happened, and it's just such good writing, even right from the start of the show, which I think is part of what made it so popular. So anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think. I know the video's coming out late, so I don't know how many of you will actually have the time to watch it, But if you leave a comment, I really enjoy that. And then I'll have a couple extra surprises next week for people who come to the board. So try to make that happen. Try to leave a comment so that we can get this board running the way it's supposed to be run, and we'll have a good time doing it. So thanks for watching. Bye.